Hey guys, welcome back to the BulbaSquad. Today we're going to be covering a few ways that you can prepare in anticipation of the 25-year anniversary. Of course, this is going to be all purely, uh, purely for money, essentially. Or this is money. It's finance. That's what we're doing. I may sound a little bit weird because I'm giving it a shot this week with my headset on. I'm going to see if perhaps it's better to record videos with my headset on when it comes to the screen recordings, and then use my regular mic whenever I'm doing the whiteboard videos. Alright, so I have 4 ways that I think are best for approaching this. And it's going to go from least risky to most risky. So, approach 1 is to start out just keep doing what you're doing, building up a position, never set as it comes standard position, and then slowly decide to increase or decrease said position according to how the market reacts. And that would be using a mixture of my spider system and then the Champion's Path video I had made that shows how I decide to handle my positions according to timelines and threat reprints. The second option would be actually to decide to skip Shiny Star V and just keep focusing on your English sets, which would be Vivid Voltage. And actually build up a slightly bigger position in Vivid Voltage, which is coming in, I think it's November 12th or 13th. Because there's a good chance the attention is going to be off of Vivid Voltage and it's going to be on Shiny Star V. So there may be opportunity, because when we look at Vivid Voltage, it already has the Orbeetle. Orbeetle is going to be a solid enough pick. We have the Pikachu VMAX, which is one of the flagship Pokemon I usually want in a set. Not to mention, we're going to probably have somewhere between 7 to 9 Rainbow Rares in the set, because we're missing 12 on the English side right now. I speculate 7 to 9 because it would just be realistic, but it's not impossible for there to be 12. Because Rebel Clash had 12 Rainbow Rares. Keep that in mind. This set would have the Pikachu, it's going to have Leon, Bia, Nessa. At least that's what I believe is going to be in it. It's not 100% confirmed, but I believe it's going to be a very strong set. Not to mention, it'll have the first inklings of the Amazing Rares. As of yet, they have not made any more of these cards, but there's a possibility that there's more of them. And seeing how well Legendary Heartbeat was received on the Japanese end of things, I really expect that Vivid Voltage is going to be very solid. And I wouldn't fault anyone if they decide to build up a bigger position. The risk on sealed products main sets is relatively low, so long as it doesn't explode. And because of how stacked the deck is when it comes to Vivid Voltage, just very nice, strong foundation. I think I wouldn't fault anyone if they decide to do that and then just go ahead and build the 25-year anniversary position. The third position is actually very reliant upon these two. So, as we all know, Logan Paul has recently joined the Pokemon hobby publicly. Or, not publicly, I don't know. He's joined the hobby, alright? So, if we decide to look at his video, let's mute that so I don't accidentally play it. If we look at his video, we see it's pretty much nothing but base set that we're looking at. Base set. We see some Shadowless get mentioned in here. Where is it? There it is. Shadowless first edition base set. Which is definitely very nice that 4.6 million people are getting exposed to this. And then the likes to dislikes ratio is awesome. Not to mention here he shows off base set again and he keeps hyping it up. Combine that with Gary V, and now that Leon Hart has collaborated with Logan Paul, I believe we're going to have a very strong influx of people into the hobby caused by Logan Paul. However, these will be returning people investors slash flippers, scalpers. And I believe that a lot of the people who come in, that's where we're going to have opportunity to profit. So when it comes to my third position, which it is somewhat risky, go with the absolute most hype sets, most generic that any Joe off the street would know. We got Pokemon base set, everyone's gonna know them. Jungle, a lot of people are gonna know them. Fossil, and then Team Rocket, maybe even base 2 wouldn't be a bad idea. Because we're gonna have a lot of people coming into the hobby, lots of different buying powers. Anything that has base set Pokemon in it may not be a bad idea if people really enjoy the base set Pokemon, which average Joes, people who were once in the hobby and just fell out of it, now getting reintroduced by Logan Paul, are going to flock to the most on-brand things. I would go so far as to say perhaps even Evolutions may get a small bump from Logan Paul arriving, because some people are just priced out of base 2 and base set, or more accurately, don't feel comfortable spending as much, so Evolutions with this much cheaper price point but same art would be a solid pick. So the prediction would be build up your position as much as you can in the hype sets. All of the originals, base set reprints, Hidden Fates, maybe even Unbroken Bonds with its Charizard in it. Anything that people talked about for nonstop, that if you were to go up to someone and ask, hey, what's one of the best sets to collect or open up in Pokemon? What would they say? A lot of people would tell you with the originals. People would probably go with Shinies. If they'd said Shinies and Modern, Hidden Fates is your go-to. If you build up positions in these, I believe these people that are going to come in a little late to the game are going to want to get in on these sets. So things like Hidden Fates could possibly receive a nice bump. Basic could continue to increase. Even Evolutions could continue to increase, because if you guys haven't noticed, Evolutions is actually running around at the price point of, I believe, $160 a box. Let me actually check right now. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Yeah, these are the prices of Evolution have gone up, and just because I know people are going to be asking the same thing I would, which is how many of these are completed, we'll actually take a look at them. So a case of Evolutions, $1,200 plus $20 shipping, then roughly 9%, 8.25% is where the tax where I'm at, so give it roughly probably $1,300 out the door, close. There's 160, 160. Yeah, Evolutions has been going up. The demand is still strong. So kind of back to my point. If you build a position of the most hype-driven sets, which I haven't made a video on this, but there are a few ways that Pokemon cards can grow. One of them is if they're part of the mainstream, they grow according to the population in the hobby, because the greater population, the more buying power there is. And I don't think it would be a bad idea to do it. Build up these positions in hype sets and then flip whenever we get closer to the 25-year anniversary, because a lot more people are going to either come back into the hobby or will have explored more by then. Perhaps this bubble or whatever we're in at this point, this bull market, continues growing. That's the third approach. And the fourth one, which I would personally advise against, but I know is very possible, is you skip everything between now and the 25-year anniversary. Instead, you focus on the idea that the 25-year anniversary is going to be this. Not that it is 100%, but you move in anticipating that this is the 25-year anniversary set. If it does turn out to be this, it's just going to be insane. Everyone is going to want this. There's not going to be enough product. I just can't imagine there being enough. We look at it, we got a couple of those Galar Pokemon that people like. We got Lapras people love. Ditto actually getting some love this time. And then, as usual, we have a Charizard, so my god. The stonks. Like, just, my god, that thing is probably going to be expensive. Everyone's going to want it either to flip, to invest, to collect. It'll be stupid. The fourth idea is skip everything between now and then, and whenever the 25-year anniversary comes, hoping that this is the set, which I cannot be 100% certain that it will or will not happen, because we all saw what happened with Champion's Path. I was dead wrong on that, and I felt very confident what I was saying, because the precedent had already been set that they don't reprint trophy cards. They don't do English first. Yet they did an English first, and they did a trophy card. So just because this would be coming out, 3 months after the Japanese one versus Hidden Fates, what was that, like almost a year, I think? I don't think it's entirely out of the realm of possibility that this is the 25-year anniversary set. And if you were to successfully manage to save up enough money, and the biggest danger is that even if this does come, are you actually able to obtain the product? If you can't obtain the product, this will have all been worthless. It would have been for nothing. But if you can, and this is the set, there would be big short-term money to be made. Long-term, I don't know, because if Pokemon decides to print mountains upon mountains upon mountains of the product over the span of a year, then long-term, I don't know how it would hold up. But short-term, there's not going to be enough supply. I'm almost certain about that. So, those are my 4 ways to approach it. Number 1, you decide to just continue approaching every set as you should, which is building up your position, and then changing said position over time. Approach 2, you skip Shiny Star V, and you decide to build up more inside of Vivid Voltage, because it may become an overshadowed set, kind of like Cosmic Eclipse was by Hidden Fates, and now Cosmic Eclipse is shot up to $180 a box, I think. It's pretty high up there. Approach 3 is go into all the hype sets, Hidden Fates, maybe even Champion's Path would be solid, the OG sets, maybe even a little bit of the Neo sets, because of the shinies. And then try to flip whenever you get closer to that time, and hope that Logan Paul manages to drive up the prices of everyone, because all his fans will be coming in. These are 4.6 million people that, if even, let's say even 5% of those people were to come into the hobby for the first time or return, that's a huge influx. And then the final way, just skip everything. Don't even bother about it. Save money, and then do absolutely everything you can to get your hands on this stuff. Pre-ordering it, scalping it off the shelves, yada yada. And in my opinion, I think I'm going to keep building up my position steadily in every set, and I'm going to go deeper in on the 25-year anniversary. If this is the set, I'm going to open and enjoy it, because I have a position in Shiny Star V already, which I prefer Japanese product because it's a little more reliable in the regards that I don't have to worry about reprints. And so, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments down below. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Tell me what you thought of it, if you think there was a approach that perhaps I overlooked, or if one of these approaches ended up being much better than I painted it out to be. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.